Hello guys, this is Kishan and this video is to understand the in and exist clause of our SQL. So basically when we write a subquery where we want an output of a query to be used in execution of another query, we write a subquery using the in operator. So we would do, like in my case, I want the employee's ID, first name and hire date of all the employees whose department ID is present in departments table. So it can be written like this: select employee ID, first name, hire date from employees, where department ID in select department ID from department. So basically it is an execution of two different queries. First the inner query will be executed and then the result of the inner query will be used by the outer query. So sometimes when there is a lots of data in our table, we might come across some performance issues. So at that time what we can do is we can replace the in clause with the exist clause. So what it does is it's increase the performance to about 30%. What it does it over here, we are joining, what we do in exist is basically we join the outer query table with the inner query table in the where clause. So the execution becomes much more faster. Let's execute both of this. I'm executing in the HR schema. As you can see, it took about 0.011 second because there's only 100 rows in this table. So it took only 0.011 second to execute this query. Now when I execute the same query with the exist clause, it took out 0 seconds. It was very fast. And now the same can be achieved with a join clause also. As we can see, we are doing nothing, we are just joining these two tables with the department ID. So instead of writing a subquery, we can write a join clause. Now there is a separate video on all the types of joins and how to use them. You can check the link in the description and watch that video. So basically, as we can see over here, we are joining both the tables based on the department ID column, and the performance is very good. Always joins are good. Now a tricky part with exist clauses, normally people would say exist is always better than in, but that is not the case. If the subquery has less number of rows than the outer query, if the inner query has less number of rows than the outer query, always exist would work. But if the inner query has more number of rows than the outer query, an in clause would work faster. What happens with an exist clause is it does a full table scan. A full table scan for each outer query. Outer query column is done for an inner query. So if there are more number of rows in the inner query than the outer query, then the performance would decrease. You can check it out on tables with lots of data. Over here the table has very less data, so anyhow we have got execution in about approx 0 seconds. But this is the way how we can do it. Also there is one more thing like we can do is not in or not exist. Like I want all the employees whose department ID is not present in the departments table. Basically it doesn't return anything. Now the tricky part over here is not exist would return something. As you can see, the employee ID 178 has department ID as null. As we can see, we can query here and just see what it is. As you can see here in the last column, department ID is null. Now null is not 0, null is not empty, null is absence of data. So when we use a not exist clause over here, we get the result. Whereas if we are using a not in operator, we would not get the result, because not in operator would consider like all those values which are not present over here. It would not return null because null is an absence of data. It's not like the data is not present there. So you don't get it here, but you get it here. So that is the case. Also with the join condition, we can do the same. We can just simply join it and make department ID is null and then find out where it is. So this was the video on using in operators and exist operators, not in and not exist, and where they will be good, where they will be bad, both. So hope you like this video. Please do let me know about what you think in the comments. Please like and share this video. Thank you.